I believe the Earth is the center of an expanding bubble of human civilization that is moving outward. The outside edge of that bubble is the moon. Human beings have actually stepped upon the moon. The bubble is moving outward. The outside of that bubble I call the far frontier. The inside of that bubble I call the near frontier. Today's government, Lewis and Clark's, being NASA, I believe their appropriate role is to explore the far frontier, although occasionally you might have societies, as in the old days, National Geographic type societies. In other words, people pool their hard-earned money, and the value returned, the profit, is cultural profit. It is scientific profit. It is inspirational profit. The closer you get from the moon in, the more sense a business plan makes, interestingly. You get all the way down to Earth, and there you go. I believe in orbit we have to develop industrial orbital infrastructure. This is where the partnership really begins to kick in. The taxpayer dollars going into our current program can be leveraged into the private sector, creating a new industry which can support an orbital infrastructure, which can support the development of ports. Now, what's interesting is once we get this orbital industrial infrastructure built, and we get, volume, people going to and from, payloads going to and from. Remember, these are not single-use vehicles like the shuttle and the Saturn V. When there's open seats on these private vehicles, they can be sold to private companies, private passengers, private tourists, private researchers, or whatever. When there's extra volume available in these other houses down the street in Alphatown, they can also be used for private passengers, private researchers, private guests, etc. So as we start seeing that, hopefully the cost will begin to come down for everybody. That's what I think we are starting to see in the new administration, and I'm very, very excited. I can't wait to see the first shot from the first astronaut to look across the Val Marineris and hear what she says as she's describing it to us. I want to see that happen. That's exciting stuff. I support that. I would pay tax dollars for that as long as I knew the other stuff was going on that I could privately take my money and go invest in and do that kind of thing. That's very exciting. That's far frontier stuff. That's what NASA should do. And that's why the astronauts should be excited. They don't have to drive trucks anymore. They don't have to build buildings anymore. That's private sector stuff. That's boring. It's not supposed to be really exciting unless you're buying a ticket yourself to go. But that's not supposed to be exciting. That's just routine. This is what I want astronauts to do. This is why the astronaut corps should be like really excited. A goal is separate from a destination. I believe that what should be articulated now is the goal of human settlement of space. I believe, folks, that we aren't at the end. And I believe this is a message we need to get out to the people of the world as we face the global environmental crises and things like that. We are not at the end. We are at the beginning. And we're not just at the beginning. We are at the beginning of the beginning of the beginning. It's an exciting time. And for the first time in human history, all of these elements have come together. If we can pull it together on the inside and the outside, if we can work together with a unified vision and support a unified goal, the frontier is ours.